What's up guys, I'm going to do another Project Scorpio video, and this video is just going to be kind of a quick one, just going over some of the details that have come up this past week about Project Scorpio. And I'm going to be making a bigger video later in the week, just kind of detailing everything that we've learned so far and just more of these bigger details. But I just want to do a quick video real fast, giving you guys some of the basic and really important information about the Scorpio at this point in time. So the first thing is when the Scorpio will be unveiled. So the Scorpio will be unveiled at E3 2017 on Sunday, June 11th at 2 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time. So Microsoft will have their own panel, and that's where they're going to be unveiling the Scorpio. They're going to be showing it off and announcing the price and release date and everything like that. And so that's not very far away. That's a little under 2 months, so I'm really excited for that. We know what's going to be inside the box. We know what hardware powering it is, but we don't know what the system's going to look like or a lot of these other details about it. The most important detail is like what it's going to cost and when it's going to be coming out. And so we'll find all that out at E3 this year. This next thing is that VR is coming to Project Scorpio. So before we knew that AR was going to be coming to it with HoloLens, that it would have HoloLens support. But now we know that VR is coming to Scorpio. So Ryan Dawes, he is the corporate vice president of AMD. He tweeted, #VR is coming to #Xbox and will be in partnership with AMD, #Project Scorpio. So VR and AR will be supported by the Scorpio. So potentially maybe like the Oculus Rift or the Vive or even new VR headsets will be supported by the Scorpio. And it says here it's in partnership with AMD. So AMD could be creating their own headset and everything. And so yeah, we'll now have VR on Xbox as well, and also AR too. So if you have a HoloLens or something like that, you can put that on and use that with your Xbox as well, or you could put in VR and use VR on your Project Scorpio. So this next thing comes from Turn 10. These are the guys behind Forza Motorsport, and they say that they were able to run Forza Motorsport Apex, which is like the PC version of Forza Motorsport, but they were able to run it with ultra settings on Scorpio, and that like it wasn't a problem. So they were able to run these like 4K assets and just like ultra settings of this game, a PC game, ultra settings on Scorpio easily. And so this is really exciting, that not only will we be able to get 4K 60 frames per second, like a true native 4K 60 frames per second on Project Scorpio, we'll also be able to have better textures, ultra settings too. Like that's crazy, and just kind of shows off how powerful this Project Scorpio is. So the next one is about the physical size of the system. So somebody put together this really cool analysis of how big the system is compared to like the Xbox One and Xbox One S, and just kind of compared it with the motherboard renders and stuff we've seen, and compared it to the Xbox One, Xbox One S, like I've said. So the size of the Scorpio, it is smaller than the original Xbox One, but it's bigger than the Xbox One S. So I don't think, this is a huge surprise, but now we have confirmation about it. We also know that the power supply will be internal, just like the Xbox One S. I mean, it's roughly around the same size as the Xbox One S, which is crazy because the hardware powering this is like ridiculously powerful. And they're able to fit that all into a tiny little system. That's just absolutely nuts. And then this last thing is absolutely freaking huge, dude. Scorpio will support FreeSync 2.0. So it will support FreeSync. So there's tons of other videos that I'll link down in the description where you guys can learn a lot more about FreeSync. It's basically a way to eliminate screen tearing, so that way games with like variable refresh rates and stuff like that, you won't get any like stutter or screen tearing or anything like that. And FreeSync is just really great, and this is the first time ever for a console to support some type of screen tearing solution, so like FreeSync or G-Sync or V-Sync, any of this type of thing. And this is just incredible. But the only way you're going to be able to take advantage of this is if you have a TV that supports FreeSync over HDMI instead of DisplayPort. And so that's something that isn't very common at the moment, but Phil Spencer has been pressuring TV manufacturers to adopt this now. So within the next couple years, we could potentially be seeing 4K HDR TVs with FreeSync over HDMI in it. So there you guys go. That's just kind of a quick rundown of some of the biggest headlines about the Project Scorpio this week. Stay tuned later in the week, like I said, for a bigger analysis and a bigger video talking about tons of these little details and stuff that are really cool and just really interesting. And yeah, be sure to check that video out when it goes live later in the week. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.